everybody, I'm Tara.
I'm Chris.
From Crooked Row, and today we wanted to kind of take you around and see the fails that we have had with our greenhouse, greens, and then the fail outside, but it's a kid fail. So we're gonna try to... Yeah, we're gonna try to correct these situations and bring you along with us, but hopefully you guys have like a greenhouse or a shelter or something where you can start greens, because we have loved having greens all winter. So we're gonna start some more here in the greenhouse, and we really are like maybe what, 4 weeks away from starting outside, at least cool weather crops.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get started on that. Let's go see what we're up against. This is our outdoor, I don't even really want to call it a greenhouse, I guess it's a cold frame. And this was working beautifully, and then we had that really bad storm, blizzard, whatever you want to call it, and it had such a snow load on it that it fell. Now, I had originally told my son Elijah to put a, if you can see, to put a couple of supports in here to hold that. I knew it wouldn't hold. I mean, it was struggling just holding itself up, let alone put anything on it. But he never got to it, so this is what we're dealing with. So this is going to get fixed hopefully today or tomorrow. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see this, and I don't want to pull this up because I don't want to break any more of it, because look at how that has shattered. And these are not cheap. So, but we have plenty of kale and lettuce and spinach all in there. I actually see some pea shoots right in here. Let me zoom in and see if you can see. Right there, pea shoots are coming up. So we have quite a bit of greens still growing, but Elijah's got to hurry up and get to them or get to fixing this, or else we're not going to have any greens out here. So let's go back into the greenhouse and we'll see what has happened in there and how we're gonna fix it. So if this greenhouse looks trashed, it absolutely is. And part of it is because my son put this big hay stack. It's not just one stack, it's several stacks all the way almost back to the door back there. And he was actually supposed to remove the things that were over here and put it over here. So what that has done though is all the things that we store back there, that space is gone. So, and it's now that we have the table out, we can get in and out better, but the storage is they essentially have just piled everything right up on top of the tables instead of putting them away. So more working with kids. It's great though. They're learning. They're learning. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of the hay has come down into the bed and it has snuffed out a lot of the stuff that we actually had growing. What you're largely seeing now is just pretty much weeds that are growing, but I think that our nursing mamas would love to get this. So Chris and I are going to clean this bed out and start again. So after Chris and I were trying to get over to the indoor, where we're growing our greens indoors, we have just discovered that our kids have packed so much hay over here that we weren't able to get through. So Chris just removed that. And now, just so everything is at least a little bit more tidy, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to organize things as much as we can with this huge stack of hay in here. So let's get started. Okay, we just finished cleaning up. I mean, the whole greenhouse needs a good cleaning, but we'll wait until the hay is gone to do that. But we clearly cleaned up the table that we use. And so now, and Chris having moved that hay, we can get back to here. So Chris pulled out a lot of the greenery. We still have a little bit to get, and then we're gonna turn this soil over and we're gonna reseed. Okay, well there you have it. We went ahead and filled the bed. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I filled the bed from the back to the front because it's such a tight squeeze to get to the couple of back rows that we have that it's just easier to do the back first. If I filled the front backward, then I wouldn't be able to step into the bed to fill that middle part of the bed. So just a little word of warning, if you are working with a constrained space as we are, it's smarter to go from the back to the front. So I also wanted to note that excuse me, I also wanted to note that we like to show you guys kind of what our kids have done. They do a lot of good things around the farm, but they also make a whole lot of mistakes, and that really isn't to shame our kids. We don't share it to shame our kids. We're really just sharing it for those of you who are gardening with kids or farming with kids, homesteading with kids, in the fact that there is a lot of mistakes that get made. Sometimes they're big ones. You know, sometimes animals die, sometimes gardens get ruined. There's a lot of expensive mistakes, but it is actually worth it. Don't you think, babe?
Yeah, it really is. They learn from it. These are some of the most crucial learning times that they have. Yeah. And really helps them growing into an adult and being able to do the farming and the homesteading and you know, the husbandry of animals themselves.
Yes, yes. And so they are learning, and we want to encourage you. A lot of people will give up, especially they'll start just doing it for their children. We kind of show the big mistakes that they make, or the little mistakes that they make, to show that we just keep working with them and keep working with them, and hope that some of that knowledge kind of sinks through at some point. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
at some point.
Yeah, at some point. So in a couple weeks, we should have some greens popping through again in here. And it's the very beginning of February. So probably by March, which that's when we'll be moving things out to the actual garden also. So this will be ready probably. It's warmer in here, so it could be ready sooner. But by the time we have like our little plants to plant out that I've already started, you know, in our grow room, we'll be eating off of this. So it just makes for a continual harvest all through the winter. And again, if we hadn't had those heavy storms, both of our beds would still be producing. They were producing beautiful, weren't they? Mm-hmm. So, and that's without any heat. So hopefully this next year we're gonna have electric and heat in this greenhouse, and then we'll see what we really can do through the winter, right?
That's right.
So remember, if we can have greens through the winter, anybody can.
Can.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.